Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Express, and welcome to Facebook, and welcome to YouTube.com. We are live. I do apologize for lag time, having a little Wi-Fi issue, but I'm here with you today, and this is a brief edition of my show. Please use the hashtag. Whatever you do, please use the hashtag. What are you doing, WWE? What are you doing, WWE? And yeah, so I'm not going to go over all of the weekly show reviews because I'm sure you've all listened to that already from different podcasters, and they gave you their synopsis of what their thoughts were on the Daily Show. But when I'm here today, is that I'm going to discuss with you my thoughts on some potential wrestlers that I think are possibly could be made in the shade if they were booked correctly, and which is vitally important. Um, so let's just talk about Raw for a second. Um, Raw has three potential wrestlers, and those are just vital importance of the grand scheme of things of Raw. As when you talk about potentials in the ring, one of the potentials is I believe is Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose has uh, improved on her wrestling ever since she came back into the WWE. She wasn't a good wrestler at first, but then she seems to have done done your work and has gotten back into the ring and has winning potential. And I think that she does have that in the grand scheme of things. Um, as far as the match goes that she was in this past Monday night, it wasn't good. Booking wise, it wasn't good for me. It just didn't do anything for me. Raw was just not good this week. It wasn't good at all. Um, it just not have the potential that it could have had or could have wanted to have. Um, but again, in the grand scheme of things, there is progress. That's the best thing that that's the best way I could describe it in the grand scheme of things. Um, so that is something that has to be addressed. Um, Another thing that needs to be addressed is Mason T-Balls, or you know, Mason T-Ball, I believe they call themselves, the former members of Retribution. They have another potential to them. And what I mean by potential is that they could be a very formidable tag team if quickly. Again, I know some people may disagree with that, but I think that when you have potential, you have to look at the overall picture. And a lot of people just don't look, those people just don't see the overall potential, or they don't look at the overall picture. They just look at, like what is it and what did I have to do here and what is happening. Um, so I think that Mason Tebow do have that potential, and they do have that potential. They do. Um, Now let's talk about. Raw main event for a second. And Braun Strowman took on Drew McIntyre. Okay. The match itself, I believe in wrestling war, was balanced. And why do I say it was balanced? Well, for one thing is that it was structured fairly decent, I would say, fairly decent. The match was balanced as far as entertainment wise, as far as um, it just had potential. Again, I'm going to use the word potential. It had potential. Okay. Now, why was Braun Strowman booked in this triple threat match? I think because this is my opinion, this is my feeling. I think because the the program that he had with Shane McMahon was God was just awful. And I think the WWE wanted to owe the fans something and give Strowman some kind of moment in the fight. And I think that this is the reason why they put him in this triple threat match. It may not have what you could conspire to or what you think it could be a conspire to, but I just think that that's what I feel and that's what I think. So so again, they had that it had that potential. That's what I think. And I think that that's what was the overall picture here, and that was it had potential. And then Strowman was put in this match. Was it a classic? No, absolutely not. Um, was it entertaining? Yeah, I would find it entertaining. Um, but that's the only reason why he was booked in this match. They messed up with the Shane McMahon storyline, and they wanted to redeem themselves. So this is the reason why they put Strowman in the triple threat match. Um, but one thing that I'm disappointed in, and one thing that I strive to do is in being disappointed, is the fact that Charlotte Flair came back on suspension. Now, again, if you're supposed to be suspended or you're supposed to be fined, wouldn't you want to sell that to the audience? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But to me, it sense booking wise, if you had her at home versus bringing her back through the back door of Raw and have Sonya Deville reinstate her. It just didn't feel right to me. It didn't sit right with me in my craw. It really didn't. But again, like I said, booking wise, it just didn't make any sense. Now, you may not have strong feelings about that. You may not have, um, you may not have, but I just think that if you're going to be suspended, then why wouldn't you, why wouldn't you sell that suspension? That's what I didn't understand. And I think that they should have sold that differently than they did. Um, but anyway, Charlotte came back on Raw. Didn't make any sense. Nothing that WWE does anymore makes sense. That's why I say use the hashtag. Um, what are you doing, WWE? What are you doing? Um, but anyway, and anywho, I digress. Um, so again, like I said, it, it just comes to show what the WWE is capable of, and they just can't seem to thrive in this pandemic era, and that's an issue. That's an issue. Um, Another thing I want to talk about quickly and briefly is the now. Last night I didn't see all of SmackDown. I only caught like I don't know, about 30 minutes of it. Um, this was absolutely the event was absolutely well written, well booked, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. You may not now. I don't know what your feelings is on it, but mine is this was Jay Storms on. This was a classic. This was an absolute classic. It was good for what it was. It was booked correctly. I liked the ending. He won it clean. Hallelujah. He won it clean. And this is what I was clamoring for Roman to win. Now, yes, now he did win clean at the Royal Rumble. He did. He did win his match clean. But it was only this is the second time they made Roman win his match clean. So I was happy about this as a hardcore wrestler. I was happy about this, and he did his thing in the ring. The concerto at the end, again, everything was well thought out. Everything was laid out on the menu, the head of the table. I love the new song. I love his persona. I love his attitude. I love everything that he's done, and I think that this is great. Tribal chief thing is absolutely great. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Absolutely love it. Don't have any issues with it. Instant classic, bar none. And I do agree with DJ Storm's assessment. Don't put Cesaro and Roman together. It's too early. I think you should let that simmer on the stove for a while and then cook up something else in the interim. And as I said, and I agree with him on his assessment when he says that maybe Roman should just take the pay per view off Backlash and not be on Backlash. It's not necessary. It's just not necessary. We already have a Raw Championship match. We don't need to see Roman Reigns in a championship match at Backlash. It's not necessary. It serves no purpose. He's a workhorse. We've seen that already. Defended it on TV. He's nothing like a Lesnar. He he defends the title, and I think that serves enough purpose. So so that was that. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed it. Big E taking on Apollo Crews. I didn't like the ending. Disqualifications I think are overdone. But anyway, that's the road they traveled on. I didn't have any problems with the match, just the end. And again, like I said, Big E and Apollo Crews, I have a feeling will be in some kind of fatal four way for that Intercontinental Championship, including Sami Zayn, including Kevin Owens. And I think that would be something to see at WrestleMania Backlash. Um, so that's my take on Raw and SmackDown for the week. Dynamite again, another good episode. Um, love the main event. Love Statlander. Love the entire package. I didn't have any issues with the matches that they presented. I thought that they were highly entertaining. Um, I thought that the Darby Allen match was excellent for what it was. Great moves all around for the Dark Order and the Pinnacle. Um, Again, Blood and Guts is next week. It's going to be interesting to see how it's all going to transpire in the ring and how this is going to work. Remember, there's two cages, two rings, two cages, um, and it's two rings and one cage. Excuse me. It's two rings and one cage, and this is going to be a war, and it's going to be a bloody war. And I have a feeling that this match is going to be off the meter. They're going to do whatever is necessary to achieve the ultimate goal, and that's destroy one another. Um, I think I absolutely believe that the Pinnacle will win this match. I don't see Jericho's team winning this match. I just see the Pinnacle going over, going over the, um, going over Jericho's team in this match. That's my prediction, but I could be wrong. That's my prediction for the match. Um, yeah. So, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, you can. Yes, you can. You can follow me on Twitter at WWWEEarlC. That's WWEarlC. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can at EarlC99. If you want to follow me on Facebook, make me a friend on Facebook. Totally down to being a friend of yours. Um, and also just please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can't tell you that enough. Um, and like I said, this is a brief edition of my show. I will be back next weekend in your living room again. And yeah, so next week we have another jam packed week of wrestling. As I said, Blood and Guts. We have NXT. Oh, by the way, NXT. NXT. I thought NXT was entertaining this week. Um, I thought that the main event was great. The Bronson Reed took on, one of the. Sure, Bronson Reed is now the number one contender for the North American Championship held by Johnny Gargano. I thought that match was pretty good. Um, I thought the entire show was entertaining. There was nothing really significant or anything earth shattering about the NXT show Tuesday night. Um, I disagree with everybody saying that nobody's watching NXT. I disagree with that, and I disagree with it wholeheartedly. Um, so I just think that everybody is watching NXT. It's just not earth shattering anymore. Thank you, DJ Storms. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone who support me on my show, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in each and every week. Um, and again, like I said, um, everybody in this industry has potential. It's just a matter of seeing eye kind of a thing and seeing the overall picture of the potential. Again, like I said, it was nothing earth shattering about NXT. I I enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely great. I had no issues whatsoever with the content that they were putting out. I had no issues with it. Um, like I said, Bronson Reed is you know, is the number one contender for the North American title. Um, there was a great promo done by Tommaso Ciampa and his partner, and I just everything was flowed correctly. Like I said, it was nothing earth shattering about like that. Um, so anyway, folks, that is going to do it for me here. I hope that you all will enjoy the rest of your weekend and be safe out there. Please don't drink and drive. Again, like I said, oh, Danielle, hi, Danielle. Um, yeah, so anyway, guys, again, like I said, if you want to follow me, please do subscribe to my channel and, send me all the love this way. I really appreciate it. Again, I'll be back next week with another edition of my show, and we're going to keep this going. We're going to keep this going, and I'm getting encouragements to keep going. So, hi, Daniel. How are you? And hi, DJ Storms, and hi, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. We're just having a good time here. I'm just showing you, my analytics, my thoughts on wrestling. Um, Again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen. Um, the shows this week were entertaining, interesting. We had one classic match, which was Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Excellent, excellent match. We had a few potential stars in the making on Raw. If booked correct, I think that they can go places. And that is it. That is it for my show. Brief edition of my show. Again, like I said, guys, I'll be back next week. And I'll be back next week for another edition of my show. Please use the hashtag What Are You Doing WWE. What are you doing? Please use the hashtag What Are You Doing in when you are describing my show. So guys, have a great Saturday night. I will talk to you real soon. Be well, and remember, please don't drink and drive. Be safe out there. I hope to see you back here, and I'll see you when I see you sometime next week. I'm Earl Cole. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye bye.